Okay, I'm doing a mystical, spiritual story. It's a shamanic story from, where am I? My 20s, when I was a ballet dancer. And I had been working with a shaman, and this particular shaman had power animals that were all dark and predatory power animals. And I realized this, and I thought it was odd at the time. But he seemed to be very proud of that fact, and, I was young, and what do I know? Maybe that's what everybody wants, is all these dark shadow power animals, right? Intuitively, I knew that it was off and somehow out of balance, but I did not know why. I am often able to pick up energetic imbalances happening, and some of them are very subtle and really hard to explain. But then later, something becomes clear, and you recognize that you were not wrong and that something was off. In this case, this man seemed to be authentic and devoted to the good red road, which was the shamanic path. And he was an expert wood carver. And in one moment, he needed money and asked me for some. Now, I was a ballet dancer with Ballet West at the time, and I was only making $17,000 a year, which was nothing. So me giving him $3,000 was a very big deal. He said he would make me a dining room table and chairs in exchange, and that sounded fair to me, so I agreed. But the promised table and chairs never showed up, and years passed, and I realized that this particular shaman had once again gotten caught up in the 3 lower chakras that were out of balance, and this one was the first chakra, which was money. Then I learned from another shaman that a healthy and balanced shaman will have both predator and prey animals within, that prey animals need to feed the inner predator. If a shaman only has night and predator animals, it shows an imbalance and a person who preys on others because of that for survival. That made a lot of sense to me because I saw this shaman do that with many others as well, so not just me. By this point, I had not worked with this shaman for over 3 years because anyone who is out of integrity around money, the first chakra, sex, the second chakra, or power, the third chakra, I just don't trust and I will step away from. Then I heard that this shaman was going to do a long dance up in the Uinta Mountains with another group that I knew. It concerned me that this was going to happen because I did not trust this shaman's integrity. And I liked my friends that were with this group. And so I decided to confront this shaman, and I went to the long dance. And the moment I showed up, my dog and his dog started fighting. And that was very odd because my dog never fought with anyone. Again, dogs have a tendency to pick up the energy, and so the strain between him and I was being acted out by the dogs. Eventually, I decided in a more private moment to confront him about the money issue. He had a girlfriend, and she kept trying to get in the middle of the situation, but this shaman knew how to throw chaotic energy, and I could literally see it like a mist between us. I told that girlfriend that if she could not see the energy that he was doing and directing it towards me, then she probably should not be standing between him and myself. But then all of a sudden, the angel said, "You're done. You need to leave. You need to turn this over to the divine." And I left the area because my guides kept coaxing me to leave and leave now. I was so mad. I ran up the hill and I was running. As I was running, my face and body turned into a wolf, and I could feel this anger inside of me building. I was tired of being pushed and manipulated by those who pretend to be spiritual when they are using their powers to control and get their own needs met. That is why one of my favorite phrases is, anyone can learn a magical skill, but not everyone can use it with integrity. I asked the wolf inside of me what it wanted, and it said, "I will show you." And then I saw this wolf biting the shaman on the left leg 3 times. Then the energy was gone. It left so fast, the anger was gone, everything was gone. It was just like poof, it was gone. And so was the image of the wolf. And that was also gone. And I could hear, I felt better, but then I decided to turn around on the mountain and walk down the mountain. And as I walked down the mountain, I could hear that the heartbeat drum had stopped. Now that was unusual because it never stopped in a long dance until the entire dance was finished. And it took me about 40 minutes to get down the mountain. And I decided that I was going to leave because nothing that I was doing was being effective. And I wasn't going to get my money back from the shaman, and I wasn't going to get the table. And I was basically wasting my energy. And, he had all his power and all this kind of stuff. And when I went down, my friends came rushing up to me and they asked me, "Where have you been?" And I told them I was so upset that I had to go up the mountain to blow off some steam. They said that the 95-year-old Hopi medicine man's dog had bitten that shaman on the left leg 3 times. I stood there with my mouth open aghast. It was in that moment that I realized that the closest thing to a wolf is a dog, and my energy had gone out of my body and into the power and my power animal that had carried out the energetic intention of my anger. I realized that this is how shamanic energy works. You give it to your power animal and they do the energetic unraveling. They stopped the long dance because the shaman's dogs never attacked another shaman without a very good reason. And the Hopi shaman were in a conference to see if the long dance should even continue, and the questionable shaman had to be taken to the hospital. And the long dance did not continue. And the Hopi shaman decided that something was off with that shaman, and it was a sign that the energy was distorted and unclear. I learned that anger can externally manifest. I learned that there are consequences for giving your energy to a power animal. I learned that this is how a shaman uses earth magic. And I learned that I would never use such energy in this way ever again.